live from Miami's beautiful bowling palace, the Miami News AMF Championship Bowling Special. 60 minutes of exciting entertainment featuring two of America's greatest bowling stars, Ed Lubanski and Billy Whaley, with 6 of Miami's all-star bowlers, brought to you tonight by the Bowling Palace, located at 10855 Northwest 7th Avenue in Miami, and the American Machine and Foundry Company. Well, hello there, everybody. I'm Steve Ellis. I'll be your host for the next hour. And, of course, we're going to have a wonderful bowling commentator as our special guy, our special guest, a fellow by the name of Lee Juglard. I'm just going to say welcome to what we're sure will be one of the most thrilling bowling events ever to be staged in the Miami area. This is the first time Eddie Lubanski and Billy Whaley have ever met on TV in competition since winning their national championships. But more about that later, and more about the wonderful bowlers. But right now, to officially get us underway, we'd like to call on a couple of outstanding dignitaries whom we see in this big, beautiful bowling palace, jam-packed too. First, I'd like to call on Fred Matteo. Fred, if you will, come on up. Fred is the vice president of AMF Pin Spotters. Let's give Fred a nice hand. And also with Fred, in sort of a joint welcome, we have Joe Paulus. Joe, if you will. Joe is the president of the BPAA. And let's give Joe Paulus a nice hand here in the Bowling Palace. Now, Fred, if you will, I know you have some rather important words, so you take it from here.
Well, Steve, I'm awfully grateful for the opportunity to be here and to thank everyone for being here for the show. I want to thank everyone in Miami for putting on such a wonderful clinic. We at AMF devote a great deal of time and effort and expense to these clinics, but we know that they would be worthless unless we had the full cooperation of a great newspaper like the Miami Daily News. And in that regard, I want to pay a special compliment to Tom Burks, the bowling editor, who has done such a fine job. And, of course, I can't overlook the local bowling proprietor, without whose cooperation these clinics would not be possible. Thank you, Steve.
Thanks kindly to you, Fred, and we really appreciate that. Now, our president of the BPAA, Joe Paulus. Joe, I know you have a warm word of welcome and some important words for all.
Well, I'm delighted to be in this area. Whenever I come to Miami, I always have a good time, and tonight is no exception. The proprietors are here for their 27th annual convention. We have many things of importance to discuss, and I know that the things that come out of the convention will make bowling that much better for all the wonderful people who have enjoyed this great sport. It's a grand sport. I know that you love it, and the proprietors of this wonderful establishment are to be congratulated for providing you with such facilities, AMF for putting on this clinic, and the Miami News for cooperating with them. The best wishes to all of you, and may you get more strikes today and tomorrow.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thanks a lot. Fred and Joe, thanks for being up here with us. Two outstanding personalities, two fellows whom I know you enjoyed meeting. And now, to officially get us underway, before we introduce the champions here of Miami, along with our great bowlers, the world champions, Eddie Lubanski and Billy Whaley, let's call on a guy who is one of the foremost bowlers throughout the United States and a champion in his own right, Lee Juglard. Come on up, Lee. Lee, the fans here know a lot of things about you, especially to the Bowler of the Year, dating back to 1951. You tell us about Eddie and Billy and perhaps bring them up, and then we're ready to roll.
I'd be glad to, Steve, because I've been fortunate enough to bowl with these fellas for quite some time, and they've got quite a record. And it is with pleasure that we bring to you this evening two of the kings of bowling, not only down here, but all throughout the country. And they have really earned it throughout 1958 and 1959. Their record is terrific. I think without going any further, the fellow that has won the BPAA National Individual Match Game Championship, that big, tall, lanky Texan with more grace than any two bowlers, Billy Whaley. Billy, come on out here. How are you, Billy? Good. Now, Billy, of course, is going to captain one team. However, we have two teams for this evening. The captain of the other team is another king, and a great king. Winner of the ABC singles, captain of the team that won the ABC team event, setting records in both events, winner of the ABC All Events and the World's Invitational Champion, Eddie Lubanski. Go on, Eddie. How are you, Eddie? Now we have two kings up here. Incidentally, I might mention that this is the first time that these two bowlers have appeared together on television since they won their title. Is that not correct?
That's right, Lee. Right.
They are going to captain each team. We have 3 members on each team. This is going to be a Scottish doubles, where they will alternate the rolling of balls. However, should one man strike, he will continue as long as he strikes. So it is conceivable that should Lubanski and Welu start with strikes, they might go all the way through. Their partner may not throw a bowling ball. However, it could work the other way also. Now, you know what you're bowling for. You know how it's going. Incidentally, you've been here putting on this AMF Free Learn to Bowl Clinic. How have you enjoyed your stay, Billy, here in Miami?
Very much, Lee. This is the second time I've ever come to Miami, but it's been something I'll never forget. It's just been wonderful. The hospitality down here in the Southland is just super.
Well, I'll go along with that, Billy. I sure will. How about you, Eddie? How do you feel about it?
Well, I think it's been a very enjoyable trip, and I just hope the people that we have tried to teach bowling, that they have really tried to learn something from us, because naturally we're happy if someone else learns.
Well, I'm sure I'll have to go along with that also, because I know from what I've seen before that the people here in Miami have been anxious to learn, and I know that with the staff that we've had here with you two fellas that you certainly put it over in a great manner. So we are going to get underway with our Scottish doubles. We will be back with you in approximately 1/2 minute.
It's a strike. Bowling's fun, and AMF is the secret. AMF automatic pin spotters, a true quality AMF ball, and sure-footed AMF bowling shoes add up to the perfect combination. And remember, superbly made AMF bags carry bowling ball and shoes the best. Get AMF balls, bags, and shoes from the man who knows your game, your bowling proprietor.
Well, now we're just about ready to get underway, so while Lubanski and Captain Welu get set for with their teammates, we'd like to again introduce our guy, outstanding bowler and great commentator who will call the play-by-play. Just came back from a trip overseas teaching bowling, Lee Jugelard. Go ahead, Lee. You take it from here.
Thank you very much, Steve, and we're just about ready to get underway. As I mentioned before, Lubanski and Welu are going to start this match. They are going to throw the first balls. However, Welu. Here is Lubanski starting on lane number 15 at the beautiful Bowling Palace in Miami, Florida. Ready to go. Here is the first ball. And he's in. A beautiful strike. There he is, and you know he's going to throw the next ball. And here comes Welu, the big, tall Texan. Now watch the grace with which he gets up to that foul line. The BPAA National Match Game Champion, Billy Welu. There it is. And he looks a little bit high, and he didn't carry the 7-pin. The 7-pin is left. That means, of course, that his partner will throw for that 7-pin. Billy Welu's partner will go for the 7-pin, which is Ken Watson. Ken Watson will shoot for the 7-pin. There is Ken Watson, winner of the men's eliminations at the Palladium Recreation. Here he goes for the 7-pin. And, oh, he just got it. Very, very good. Very, very good. Jim. No. Now here comes again. Ken Watson. Ken Watson again shoots on lane number 15. Ken Watson, because he picked up the spare, he is starting on lane number 15. Here is Ken Watson. Sets that ball out there real nice, and he's in. He's got a beauty. Very, very good. Now, here's Lubanski trying for another one. Eddie is working on one. Takes a lot of time. That ball well out over the foul line. Oh, he's a little light, and he leaves. Look what he's got up here. The 1, 2, 10. And now, Jim Chestnut, Eddie's partner in this first game, is going to try to convert the 1, 2, 10. Should he convert this 1, 2, 10, he, of course, will go from there. Jim Chestnut. Very, very outstanding local bowler. Hold it, Jim. Little too far, leaving the 1 and the 10 pin. Now, of course, Jim will bowl again on lane number 15. The score at present, Whaloo and Watson, 20 in the first frame. Lubanski and Chestnut, 18 in the first, 26 in the second. Here we come again with Chestnut. And he looks pretty good. He's a little high. Oh, it's still rolling. Leaving the 6-10. Little bit high. Now, of course, here comes Lubanski to finish the spin. Lubanski shooting at the 6-10. They alternate each time. This is Scotch doubles. Comes Lubanski shooting the spare, and he will start the next frame. Lubanski covers it very well. Covers it very well. All right, now we come again with Ken Watson. Ken Watson coming out. Gets that ball well out there. He looks pretty good, and he's in. A beautiful strike. Beautiful. Whaloo and Watson with working on a 20 in the first frame. He strikes in the second and third. Watson once more. Watson can show you he's got beautiful form, beautiful footwork. Gets that ball well out there. Watson is a 190-plus bowler and doing very, very well. Here he is again. Oh, he let that ball get away from him a little bit. Missed the head pin. Left the 1, 2, and the 8 pin. Got away from him a little bit. So now we come with Whaloo again, bowling for the spare that Watson left. The 1, 2, and the 8 pin. Here's Billy Whaloo. Should he cover? He goes again. There it is. And he's got it. He's got it. Covered it very, very well. Very well. And now it's Lubanski on lane number 16 at Bowling Palace in Miami, Florida. Beautiful lanes. Some of the highest scoring lanes in the state. There it is, Eddie Lubanski getting that ball well out over the foul line. He is light, way light. 1, 2, 4, and the 8 pin. Leaving 4 pins for his partner to convert. And here comes Jim Chestnut. Jim Chestnut. There it is, going on down, and he covers. He covers. Jim Chestnut, a very nice cover. Very nice cover. Giving Whaloo and Watson 67 in the third, a spare in the fourth. Lubanski and Chestnut 42 in the third and a spare in the fourth. Make sure you've got that magic triangle up there when you have some pins left for that spare, because you know what you're shooting for. Once more, Jim Chestnut going for that first ball on lane number 15. Here it is, way out. Too far, too far. They're getting too far out there, leaving that head pin standing. The 1, 2, and the 4. Lubanski. Here we go. The 1, 2, and the 4. Eddie Lubanski is going to convert. Eddie, the world's invitational match game champion. Born and raised in Hamtramck, Michigan. Oh, he's light, but he carried. I'm sure he's glad that's over. Wowee. He breathes a sigh of relief. 59 in the fourth with a spare in the fifth for Whaloo and Lubanski and Chestnut. Billy Whaloo on lane number 16. There we go. Billy Whaloo running up the line. He looks pretty good. Very, very good. He's in solid. Very, very good. Ace strike, and no mistake about it. Registered on that magic triangle. This is just one of the reasons why bowling at the magic triangle is so much more exciting and so much more fun. Now, Whaloo again. Inasmuch as he struck on 16, he goes back and he stays with it. There he is, once more. Miami Bowling News trophies as a prize. And here he's in again. He's on tonight. He's got zeroed in real properly. 87 in the fourth with a double on the fifth and the sixth for Walu and Watson. Once more, here's Lubanski working in 16. They've got a little deficit to pick up here. That ball well out there. He reaches good. A little late. Oh, looky here. The 5 and 7. That's a pretty rough one for his partner. Jim Chestnut, his partner, says, knock down some more pins. Here is Jimmy Chestnut. Outstanding local bowler with right at a 200 average, bowling in the Florida Classics, and he's close. He's close. Oh, very, very close. Very nice try for Jim Chestnut. Now you can see it. 86, 85 in the sixth for Lubanski and Chestnut, and 87 in the fourth with a double for Walu and Watson. Here again, Jimmy Chestnut goes because Lubanski did not strike, so Chestnut will take over. And here he is, gets that ball well out there. Oh, he's on the nose at 3, 6, and 10, which he leaves for Lubanski. He's leaving as many for Lubanski as Lubanski left for him. Lubanski's smiling, though. He's got a lot of confidence out there. He's bowling very, very well. Set several records this year. One of the most logical candidates for the bowler of the year. There he goes for his 3, 6, 10, and he's got it covered. No problem. No problem. Once again, Billy Walu working on 2 strikes. If he continues to strike, that means his partner won't get up here whatsoever. There it is. 6'5", 230 pounds. A lot of man. Oh, he looks high, and he is high. Oh, look what he ran into. The 6 and the 7 split. And he's smiling at his partner. He says, partner, pick it up. I'm for you. That's a rough one. There we go. Watson going after that 6-7. He's got to cut that very, very thin, and he's trying for it. Oh, he was very close. Beautiful try. But as a result of Walu not striking in the 7th frame, that means that his partner, Ken Watson, is going to roll that first ball on lane number 15, and let's hope he doesn't leave anything for Billy Walu. 141 in the 7th for Walu and Watson, 85 in the 6th for Lubanski and Chestnut. Here he is. Oh, he almost left the same thing for Walu, but it turned out to be the 6 pin. Just the 6. Walu should have no trouble with this. As Billy gets set to bowl, notice that clear, wide open area around him. There's no distractions, no nothing. That's thanks to AMF's underlane ball return. No distractions. The first underlane return in bowling, and he covers it real well. Real well. Now you can understand why, without all these distractions, without all these things, that you can get up there and really concentrate on your bowling. Here's Lubanski once more, lane number 16, going with that first ball. If he strikes, he comes back again. Should he not strike, his partner comes up. He looks pretty good. He reached out. Oh, he's a little bit high. The 7 pin stood right there. But that's much simpler than what he left his partner the last time. 7 pin, now standing for Lubanski's partner, Jimmy Chestnut. He should have no trouble. And he looks like he's got it covered, and he has. Covers it right on up. Very, very good. However, Walu and Watson now, after 7 frames, 141 in the 7th, a spare in the 8th. Lubanski and Chestnut, 104 in the 7th, a spare in the 8th. Which means Lubanski and Chestnut are trailing by 37 pins with only 2 frames to go, and that's going to be just a little bit rough. Here is Jimmy Chestnut. Once more. High again. 4 and the 7 for Lubanski to pick up. The 4 and 7. Here again, Eddie says, no problem. Eddie's married, has a wife, 3 lovely children. And he has it covered. Walu says he wants to go again. And he can do it. There's a possibility of 221 for Walu and Watson should they go all the way. 141 in the 7th, a spare in the 8th. Here he is. He's hopping around. It must be there, and it is. And Walu is long gone. When he let that ball go, he was 6 lanes away. It's just too bad we couldn't follow him. A beautiful strike. Now, going into the final frame, the 10th frame, Walu again. And he struck in the 9th frame, will again throw that ball in the 10th, and he will be trying. Because the total pins at the end of 3 games counts, not the individual games. There he is once more. Getting set. Concentrates very hard on his target. He's away again. Oh, he's in. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Very nice. 161 in the 8th, working on strikes in the 9th and 10th. As I mentioned, a possible 221. Whereas with Lubanski and Chestnut, 172 is the most they can get. So they're going to have to pick up a little in the next 2 games with a change of partners. Here he is, Billy Walu, once more, working on 2. There he goes. And he's in. He's reaching out there all the way. Notice that follow through. Very, very nice. 191 in the 9th. Still working on a double, a possible 221. And a very, very nice game. Billy has had about 5 or 6 strikes in this particular game. And that's been his habit throughout the year. A member of the Falstaff team champions. Here he is again. Again, he's in. Right on out. Very, very nice. 221. He's receiving a very great hand from the crowd here this evening. Working real well. Now here's Lubanski finishing out on lane number 16. He's got to go. They can't be down too many pins. He's got to go. There he is, reaching well on out there. Oh, and look what came up there. The 4 and the 9, and again his partner gets the opportunity to convert a split. Right. Here comes the 4-9. He's giving his partner a rough go. Here comes Chestnut for the 4-9. Is he going to? Well, he's close, catching the 9 pin, and there you have it. Well, you can see that after running into a couple splits and a few little rugged spares there, that they had just a little bit of difficulty in picking up. Lubanski and Chestnut finishing with a total of 149. Walu and Watson with a total of 221. So you have actually a 72-pin deficit for Lubanski's team. And now we'll turn you back.
Thank you, Lee. And right now, while we get set for more partners in the Scotch game, let's call on Walt Barry. Walt, will you come up here, please? And also Tom Burks. Tom, come on. Tom Burks, as you people perhaps know, let's give Tom and Walt a nice hand. Tom is the wonderful bowling editor of the Miami News, and Walt, of course, has his own official title. And Tom, we're going to call on Jim Fasanti. Jim, will you come up here, please? And we'd like to present to a wonderful bowler here in the area a couple of outstanding awards. Tom Burks, you tell us what you're going to present.
Jim, it gives me great pleasure to present to you this AMF Omega watch for that wonderful 300 game you rode in this particular house in the Masters League. I want to congratulate you. It's a great performance. You're one of only 5 men to do it this year.
Thank you very much, Tom. It's certainly a great pleasure, Tom. Thank you.
All right, don't run away, Jim. I believe that Walt Barry now has a presentation to make.
That's right, Steve. I'd like to make the official ABC award that Jim selected for rolling his perfect game in this house. And it's with a great deal of pride and pleasure that I present this, because I've bowled with Jim for years, and I consider him a friend of mine, and that adds to the thrill of presenting this award. Congratulations, Jim.
Thanks a lot, Walter. Thank you very, very much.
Well, congratulations again, Jim. You bowled it right here on lane 17. Thank you, Tom. Thanks to you, and thanks, Walt. And we'll be ready to go in that second game in exactly 60 seconds from now.
Look who's driving up on a bowling date. It's Carol Christensen, the AMF bowling girl.
Hi, everybody. Come on along and join us, where you see the magic triangle.
Sign of AMF automatic pin spotters. It's hard to realize that Carol first went bowling not so many months ago. Look at her now. A strike in the first frame. That wide-open bowling area with no distractions is one of the modern features of AMF's famous underlane ball return. It delivers the ball at the rear of the bowling area where it belongs.
It's just one of the reasons why so many fans have much more fun at Magic Triangle Centers. Next time you go bowling, won't you join us?
And here we are, ready for the second game. And in this particular game, we have Billy Whaley and Phyllis Todd versus Eddie Lubanski and Lois Davis. And, of course, Lubanski's team has a deficit of 72 pins to pick up, and it's going to be just a little bit rough. Here is Billy Whaley with that first ball. Here he goes. That ball is rolling very, very well, and he left the 10-pin. The 10-pin for his partner, Phyllis Todd. And he says, okay, partner, I need some help. Let's go. Phyllis Todd, notice how she moves well over to the left-hand side and faces that pin, and she goes after this 10-pin. Here it is. And she's got it. She's got it covered. Very, very good. A spare in the first frame for Whaley and Phyllis Todd. Phyllis Todd, of course, bowled 170 against Sylvia Ween's 174 at the Bowlerama. Getting defeated by 4 pins, but she came the closest. Here's Lubanski on lane number 16. Once again, it looks pretty good, and it is. He's there. Lubanski has his strike. He saved his partner a shot. Lois Davis, of course, will not bowl until Lubanski leaves something after that first ball. So we have a spare in the first frame for Whaley and Todd, a strike in the first frame for Lubanski and Davis, and here is Eddie once more going for that second strike. Lubanski's been bowling 11 years. Member of the AMF promotional staff and bowling here at the beautiful Bowling Palace in Miami, Florida. Here he is going for that second strike, and he's there again. He wants to cut down that deficit. There's a double for the combination of Lubanski and Davis. He's working very, very hard. Now here comes Phyllis Todd bowling for Whaley and Todd. And if she gets a strike, she will continue to go. There she goes. She's on the other side, and she leaves 2 pins. An 8-pin count on their spare, leaving the 5 and the 9-pin standing for Billy Whaley to pick up. 5 and the 9. Now, if it's a little difficult to understand how this Scotch doubles has worked, they alternate in the rolling of the balls, unless, of course, they get a strike. Once they get a strike, they just keep going. There it is, Billy going after the 5-9, and he covers it very well. Very well. 18 and a spare for Whaley and Todd, a double for Lubanski and Davis. You know, that's one great thing about bowling. There's something in it for everyone. Dad, Mom, the youngsters, everyone in the whole family can enjoy bowling. Actually, bowling is America's #1 sport, and for the best in bowling, believe me, bowl where you see the magic triangle. Here comes Billy Whaley once more, working on a spare in the second frame. He wants to get those strikes started. Reaches out there well. Very graceful. He's a little bit high, and the 7-pin. A 9-pin count, and again, Phyllis Todd, his partner, will shoot for that 7-pin, and she, of course, will bowl the first frame on the next lane. Phyllis Todd going after the 7-pin. She's oh, look out. She dropped off just before the 7, giving them 46 in the third frame for Whaley and Todd. Incidentally, Phyllis Todd, as I understand, is a young, expectant mother. One of the coming bowlers in Florida today, very instrumental with the WIBC. And here's Eddie Lubanski working on 2. He's trying to make it 3 because they have quite a lead to overcome. He's a little... Oh, he's there. He's right there. He's rolling that ball beautifully. 3 in a row for Eddie Lubanski. Very, very good. Showing you some of the form in which he displayed in winning the ABC singles. His team won the ABC team event, and he set a new all-time record in the ABC all events. Terrific. One terrific year, and undoubtedly the #1 candidate for Bowler of the Year, going for his 4th strike. Eddie Lubanski. Light, light, light. Oh, he carried. He's got it. Carried them all. 4 in a row for Eddie Lubanski and his partner, Lois Davis. Lois hasn't had much to do here. She's been kind of sitting back. She said, Eddie, you just go ahead and get him. Once more, here comes Phyllis Todd. The Billy Waylew team. Gets that ball out there real well on the Brooklyn side, and she carried. She carried. Took a little time, but it's all right as long as they go. A strike in the 4th frame for Waylew and Todd. 46 in the 3rd, a strike in the 4th, and of course, Lubanski and Davis are all the way so far. Once more, here comes Todd. She got to strike that last frame, so she goes again. There it is. Oh, hey, hit it. Oh, she moved it, but it stood. The 9-pin. She was working real hard. She says, Billy, that should be no trouble for you. And here's Billy Waylew converting the spare. 9-pin. Billy, of course, is probably the #2 candidate for the Bowler of the Year award, and he covers that 9-pin very, very well. Many of you this evening should know that he defeated Ray Bluth in the 100th and final game of the BPAA National Individual Match Game Championships in Buffalo. Here's Lubanski. He's working on 4, and he's trying to go all the way. There it is after that 4th one, and he looks good again, and he is. There it is, 5 in a row for Eddie Lubanski. These boys are pretty sharp, and you'll notice, too, if we could ever keep an eye on these boys, when they throw that ball, they are gone. They may be 5 lanes away, but they know it's good. Here he is. He's still working on 5, and he's going for his 6th one. 90 in the 3rd, and working on it. There it is once more. Eddie is one of the very few bowlers rolling a 2-fingered ball. And here it is. Oh, he's running around again. He hit it. He got it. He got it. Okay. 6 in a row for Eddie Lubanski. And this could be it. This could be. Anything could happen, and Lois Davis is still sitting right there. 7 in a row. And you just better stay right there, because this could be 150 in the 5th, and it could be perfect. Eddie Lubanski, and he's had a good many of them. 300's are not new to him. I think that Eddie has had 17 in all, and believe me, he's going for another one. Here we are. 7 in a row. He gets that ball well out there. He's down on his knees, and he's in again. There it is. 8 in a row for Eddie Lubanski, and still Lois Davis is sitting, saying, come on, Eddie. You don't have to get up. That's okay with me. She's had a very easy time. Here is Phyllis Todd, Billy Waylew's partner, and she is going with that first ball, and she's looking, oh, it's a little bit high, a little bit high. It was 3 and the 6 pin for Billy Waylew. The 3 and 6. And we are coming to you live from the beautiful Bowling Palace in Miami, Florida, the home of the high scores. And believe me, they are high, and you may see another, which will mark the 6th 300 bowled at Bowling Palace. Here's Billy Waylew after the 3 and the 6, and he has it covered. He's got it. He, of course, will bowl the first frame. There you see 124 in the 7th, a spare in the 8th for Waylew and Todd. Lubanski and Davis are still there, all the way. And I mean to tell you, they have picked up their deficit. They are no longer down. In fact, it is pretty close. Here comes Billy Waylew working on a spare in the 8th frame. That ball out there reaches real well, and he's coming back, and he's got it. There was no doubt about that one. A strike in the 9th, giving them 144 in the 8th frame. He was sure of that. Now, once more, here comes Eddie Lubanski working on 8 in a row. Keep your fingers crossed. Here he comes. Working on 8. The Polish boy from Hamtramck, Michigan. He gets it well out again. What does it look like? And it's there. He's got it. All right. He's got this crowd up in the air. I'll tell you, 9 in a row for Eddie Lubanski. 1-8-80 in the 6th, 2-10 in the 7th. And believe me, he's working hard, and he's going to take a lot of time, and he's going to concentrate on this next one because he's going into the 10th frame with a perfect game working. There he goes, the world's invitational match game champion, working on 9. How does it look? How does it look? He's there! Yes, sir! He is there, and he has 10 in a row. Wowee! What could be nicer? And I mean, he's working hard. He's taking a lot of time, and he's reaching out there real well, and he's got the first 10, and they were beauties, every one of them. Every one of them, and everybody in the bank is talking it up. Of course, now they're quieting down again because they want him to have all of his concentration on these pins, and here he goes, working on that 11. How does it look, Eddie? He's running around there. He's got it. All right. Yes, sirree. Believe me, you're going to see it. There it is. 11 in a row. He needs one more for that perfect game. What about that? Beautiful, beautiful bowling. He is there, and he's loose, and he's free. He's throwing that ball very, very beautiful. And this may be, for the Bowling Palace, the beautiful Bowling Palace, another 300 game. Here he is. A lot of time. Here he goes after that 12. This is it. This is the one. This is the one. Is he there? Is he not? Hit it. He's got it. There it is. Look at there. Hey, 300. What a game. What shooting. And his partner is right there with him. Very, very nice. Everybody is up and around, and there are very, very few that have seen that. There it is. And of course, it's going to take some time.
Watch it, Matt. Eddie, come on up here 1 second, if you don't mind. This was sensational. All right, let Billy shoot. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Billy. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Bill. Billy and Eddie, come on up both, if you don't mind. You going to shoot now? Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead.
I'll tell you. Everybody, of course, wants to shake Eddie's hand, and it's almost impossible. You know how it goes, but here is Waylo. He's going to finish out his 10th frame. He's working on a strike. But you have seen it, folks. You've seen the ultimate, the best in bowling, what they all strive for, the perfect game, and there it was, and a beauty it was. Here's Billy Waylo going into the 10th frame, working on a strike. There it is, and he's light, leaving a 4-pin cluster, the 2, 4, 5, and the 8-pin for his partner. Phyllis, of course, will go after the spare. Phyllis has had some pretty rough shots to go for, but she's up to it. She's right there for it. But you have seen it. There it is, the 2, 4, 5, and the 8. Phyllis going after it. Very, very good. Very good. All right, she covered that real nicely. Real nicely. Now, of course, she will attempt to throw the last ball, getting as many pins as she can, but oh, what a game. Wow-wee. The possible is 184 for them. 184. Imagine bowling 184 and losing by 116 pins. Wow. There she goes. A 182, which is not too bad, I'll tell you. 182 for Waylo and Todd. But the ultimate, the perfect game for Lubanski and Davis. Of course, Lubanski going all the way for that 300 game, picking up 118 pins. So that, of course, puts them into the lead.
Well, thank you, Lee. Now let's call on Eddie's partner. Where is Eddie's partner that's giving him all the inspiration? Come on up here. Come here. Now, wait a second. I'm not going to be as lucky as Eddie. What did you do when Eddie was bowling so well?
Oh, I rooted for him all the way. It's the best game I ever shot.
It is, huh? You really rolled real hard, didn't you?
Really did.
That's great. Lee, give us that total right now. Waylu's team and Lubanski's team.
Waylu's team has 403 total, Lubanski 449 after trailing by 72 pins. Can you imagine that?
Oh, this is really tremendous. This guy's pretty hot, isn't he?
I'm telling you, he made my job very, very simple. Believe me, he did, Steve.
He really did. And he made Lois's job very, very easy. She was wonderful.
Yes, well, I could hear her rooting all the way. She said, just go ahead. I don't care whether I get up or not. Just go ahead.
Well, all right, Lee, I'm going to get with you in just a minute. We're going to get set now for the third and final stages of the match, but I'd like to remind everybody everywhere about a wonderful show that we're going to have on Channel 10 locally and on ABC nationally this coming Sunday night from 9:30 to 10:30. I know that all of us, young, old, and otherwise, are real good fans of a great guy that runs the American Bandstand, a fellow by the name of Dick Clark. Well, Dick has let's give Dick Clark a nice hand while we're thinking in terms of it. Dick Clark's The Record Years, a live musical special that will trace the history of the recording industry, and Dick will host it and MC it and have all the great musical stars possible. Will take place this coming Sunday, June 28, Channel 10, 9:30 to 10:30. So I hope you kind of join us for that. And, of course, you know the sponsor. I was asking somebody something about Dick Clark. He happens to be the idol of everybody. The sponsor, naturally, is AMF. That's for sure. You know, so if you're a real good bowling fan and a good musical fan, don't forget Dick Clark's show this coming Sunday, The Record Years, okay? Thank you. And now let's get set, Lee, for the Lubanski team and versus the Waylu team, and we're coming right down the home stretch. Let's go.
Righto, Steve. We're ready for the third game. It is Lubanski and Carl Weiss versus Billy Waylu and Bob Medlicka. And, of course, this time Billy Waylu and Bob Medlicka have a little deficit to overcome. Man, I don't know whether we'll ever see anything like that again, but here's Lubanski once more, and you know he's had his last 12 strikes. Can he go again? Can he do it again? Can he go? He's in again. There he is. Yes, sir. He may never stop. He may never stop. So he's got his first one. Now, here comes Billy Waylu. Waylu and Lubanski, of course, start each game, and should they continue, they will go on from there. Here's Billy Waylu in the first frame of Waylu and Medlicka. Gets that ball out there real nice, and he's in. He's in very, very well. Waylu and Medlicka are down 46 pins going into the third and final game. And, of course, it's up to Eddie Lubanski and Carl Weiss to uphold that 46-pin lead. And the way Lubanski is bowling, wow-wee. All right, Waylu got his first strike, lane number 16 at the Bowling Palace in Miami, Florida, and he's going after the next one. Billy, of course, has been one of the narrators in the Miami News AMF Learn to Bowl Clinic, and he's a little high, leaving the 6-pin standing. I might mention that the Miami News co-sponsored this AMF Bowl Clinic throughout Miami. A very, very terrific job they did. One of the best bowling papers in southern Florida. And here goes his partner, and he has it. Bob Medlicka converted the 6-pin of Billy Waylu's. And now comes Lubanski again. He has his last 13 strikes. And here he goes again. Eddie Lubanski working in the second frame. Strike in the first. What is it? Oh, he's in again. Man, I mean, he is sharp tonight. He is really what you call zeroed in. He's got it. He may never stop. We'll just have to cut him off the air, I guess, if we... He is really bowling this evening. He's working on a double. Naturally, he will come up again. Bowling very, very well. Incidentally, he was one of the youngest men ever to win the national doubles. Teamed with one of the veterans, Sarge Easter, quite some time ago. Here he goes again, working on 2. Can he do it again? Can he? He's hopping around, and he's in again. Yes, sir. 3 in a row. Man, oh man, he's sure making it very, very easy for his partners. Wowie. And here comes Bob Medlicka, partner of Billy Waylu, throwing that first ball. He gets it out there real well. He's in. He's in. Oh, look what there. The 5 and the 10 pin for Billy Waylu, and that's going to be a little tough. You know, it's amazing the way those AMF pin spotters pick up those pins and set them down game after game, accurately, electronically, bring you smooth, uninterrupted bowling. These are the machines that actually created truly modern bowling. And here you are, going after the 5. Oh, he's got it. There it is. Man, I'm telling you, you've seen some beautiful bowling this evening. Very, very nice. 38 in the second, a spare in the third for Whaloo and Metlika. And, of course, Lubanski, he's still on his way. I don't know what can stop him, short of a truck. Here comes Whaloo. Whaloo converted that 5-10 split, and he's going after what he hopes is the beginning of a long string of strikes. And Billy Whaloo, here it is. He's like, oh, did he swish him around that time? He wound up on lane number 17, but he sure threw that ball properly on 15. 58 in the third frame, a strike in the fourth, and he can go from there. Here's Eddie Lubanski. You know he's got the last 15 strikes in a row, working on 3 in a row in his last game. The 6th perfect game at the beautiful Miami Bowling Palace. Here we go. Oh, he's a little bit light, and he carried again. He's carrying everything in the books tonight. Oh, man, what a ball he's throwing tonight. And you may know that these bowlers are bowling for the beautiful Miami News trophies, and you should see them. They are beauties. Boy, oh, boy. These Miami News trophies, incidentally, will be presented at the end of the show to the winners of the match game, to the 3 winners, and boy, they're going to be proud of them. Here's Lubanski working on 4. Here it is. Here it is. He looks good again, and he's in again. Yes, sirree. Wowee. 17 in a row. After a 300 game, Lubanski now comes back with another 5, and believe me, he is there. He is. Here is Billy Whaloo. Billy Whaloo working on a strike. They're down 46 pins, and they're not about to pick up any at the present time. But he's still taking his time. He's concentrating. See how smooth he is for being such a big fella. And, he was in that pocket, but that 10-pin didn't budge. So that's no strike for Billy Whaloo. The MF Magic Triangle, of course, shows you the number 10 pin standing. Magic Triangle should be a real help when a bowler tries to pick up the spare. Notice how those lit up numbers down there really give you a better chance at aiming. Here it is. He's going, he threw his hands in the air. He knew he'd missed that even right when he let it go. The 7-pin still remains standing, giving Whaloo and Metlika 86 in the 5th frame. 86 in the 5th, and they are 5 marks down to go with that 46 that they were, approximately 96 pins down for Metlika and Whaloo. Here's Metlika once more going after that first ball, and the 7-pin. 7-pin. Of course, Whaloo should have no trouble with this. Then, of course, Whaloo can go. Whaloo, Billy Whaloo, the world's invitational match game champion, former member of the Budweiser National Champions and the Falstaff National Champions. And he reaches out real well and covers that 7-pin. 86 in the 5th, a spare in the 6th. Here's Lubanski. Lubanski is working on 5. Working on 5, and he's ready to go. He's got the first 5. He's going after the 6th one after bowling a perfect game, and he looks good again. He's there. Man, that boy just cannot miss. He's having a real night tonight. And, I mean, his partners are just sitting there and giving him all the encouragement in the world. Oh, man. I don't know what the record for strikes is, but I believe he could do it tonight because he's really throwing them in there. There he goes, once more. 6 in a row. Wowie. Here it is. Going for the 7th one. Going for the 7th. How is it? He looks pretty good. He's hit again. There it is. 7 in a row this game. A 300 last game. 19 strikes in a row for that phenomenal gentleman from Hamtramck, Michigan. Wow. Here's Billy Whaloo. Lane number 16 at Bowling Palace. And he was a little bit tight, leaving the 7-pin. A little bit high on that head pin. Of course, that shouldn't be too much for Bob Metlika, his partner. Bob is a youngster, one of the most colorful. Actually, he's a newcomer. Not real fully established in Florida, but he's coming along real fine. Going after the 7-pin. There he is. He's got it covered, well covered. Picks up the spare, and he, of course, will go with that first ball on lane number 15. So many strikes. Wow. Bob Medlica of the Whaloo team, now bowling on lane number 15. I've been watching so many strikes. It's been very, very difficult. Oh, way over on the other side, leaving the 1 and the 3 pin standing. And Whaloo, of course, will convert. They picked up all the pins that they were down, and now comes Whaloo after the 1-3. Oh, he almost picked it. There it is. 123 in the 7th, a spare in the 8th. All right. Now we're on. Here comes Lubanski. Lubanski is now working on 7 in a row after a 300 game. He's trying for that 8th one. Could he get 2? Oh, here he goes. Every ball has been right there. Hold it, Eddie. Hold it, Eddie. He's there. Yes, sirree. Every single ball right in that pocket. That makes 20 in a row. 20 consecutive strikes for Eddie Lubanski. 8 in a row this game. 8 in a row. And he's going for another one. Listen, I don't know how long you'll ever watch bowling before you see anything like this again. And as he gets ready to bowl, again, you see all that wide open space. No distractions, nothing to bother him as he gets set for that 9th and final strike. 9th. There it is. He's going after the 9th one. He's there again. He's there. Man, I'm telling you. What a bowler he is this evening. He can do no wrong at all. Oh. And he says he loves these Bowling Palace lanes. He just loves them because, well, you can see why. I don't have to tell you. Here is Billy Whaloo. Going into the 9th frame, working on a spare. He gets that ball out there. He looks real good. He's a little high again. That 7 and 10 pins seem to be bothering both these boys a little bit. Medlica, of course, Billy Whaloo's partner, will attempt to convert the 7 pin. But Lubanski, he just doesn't seem to want his partners to get up there at all. There goes Medlica after that 7 pin. He's got it. No question there. 142 in the 8th with a spare in the 9th for Whaloo and Medlica. I don't have to tell you what Lubanski and Weiss have because it's there, every little bit of it. They are up 98 pins this game, 46 from before. Over 140. There he goes. Bob Medlica going on a Brooklyn. He caught it on the other side, but it doesn't make any difference. There's 10 pins on that side. 162 in the 9th. Working on a strike in the 10th. A possible 192 for Whaloo and Medlica. A possible, just a possible for Lubanski and Weiss. We won't say anything yet. There goes Bob Medlica. Shooting for his 2nd one. Oh, it's over there, but he carried. Got him right on over. 162 in the 9th and a double. A possible 192. And he's, again, throwing the final ball in the 10th frame. Working on a 192. The Whaloo's team with 221 the first game, 182, and 192. He did it all the way for 192. Now the question is, can Lubanski do it? Can he do it? He has now got 21 strikes in a row. Can he get those 3 more? Can he do it? There he is. He's getting set, and you can hear you can't hear the hush that has settled over the audience throughout the Bowling Palace in Miami, Florida. Here it is. Here it is. How does it look, Eddie? He's there again. Yes, sir. Right up and to it. That is 22 in a row, the 10th one this game, and he's going for his 2nd consecutive 300 game, and he's really working on it. What a show this man is putting on this evening. I've never seen anything like it, and believe me, I've seen a lot of matches, and I've bowled in a lot of matches, but I've never seen anything like this. There it is. He's going after the 11th. The 11th. 2 strikes away. Here he is. He's going again. How does it look? He's there. He's in. Yes, sir. No stopping that, Eddie, tonight. Wow-wee. What a match this has turned out to be. This boy is just, well, he's out of his head tonight. Wow-wee. You just can't stop him. I mean, he has set more records, and he is continuing to set records. And here he is with a 12th and final ball. Let's watch it. Let's not say one word. There it goes. That 12th ball. That 12th ball. 2 in a row. 2 in a row. How do you like that? Now, you've seen something on television that you may never see again in your life. 2 consecutive 300 games. Very, very terrific. Nothing ever better than that.
Eddie, sit down if you will. Joe Paulus is congratulating Eddie Lubanski. Lee, Nat, have everybody sit down if you don't mind. This is really, really great. Well, we've seen everything. I saw Babe Ruth hit a lot of home runs, and I knew that was history. Saw Jack Dempsey knock them out near the end of his career, and now seeing Eddie Lubanski with 2 of the great ones. Well, this was spectacular. The people here at the beautiful bowling palace are cheering Eddie Lubanski. They're giving him a great hand. John, come on out here. Bring those trophies down. You know the story. It's truly, well, history was made tonight. No doubt about it, in more ways than one. And I'm privileged and proud. First off, if we can get everybody quiet, we'll get those trophies out, please. Ladies and gentlemen, we've seen history made. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It's spectacular. It's like the Babe Ruth and the Jack Dempsey. Well, it's now Ruth and Dempsey and Eddie Lubanski. That's the best way to put it. And now to make the presentations to the winning team, the Lubanski team. Eddie captained this team. Is that right? Did I say something wrong? No. Anyway, to make the presentations, we have the very popular general manager of the Miami News. Miami News has done so much for the benefit of the sport of bowling, and let's give this guy a real nice hand, John L. Foy of the Miami News.
Thank you, Steve. Anything that I might say now would certainly be anticlimactic. However, we certainly want to thank the AMF Pin Spotters Incorporated for the wonderful show they put on. And, of course, they brought Eddie Lubanski in here to really put it on for us. And thank you ever so much, Eddie, for that magnificent performance.
There's only one thing. I hope we get more sunshine.
We'll deliver the sunshine. You deliver the bowling. And the BPAA are in convention here, and we do hope that they'll consider Miami as #1 spot for the All-Star Masters Tournament next year. That's most important to us. Excuse me, I said next year. It should have been 1961. I might correct that. Steve, how about the trophies?
Well, the trophies are all over here. I think we can get a look-see at them if you can get them, Mr. Foy. Do you want to bring them over?
Oh,
fine, and we'll have the official presentation. We're going to go over just a tiny bit. Bring your team out here, please, the victorious Lubanski team. This lady was wonderful. This guy was great. They were really great. Let's give the team a nice hand. The names, we have them. The names of the team, Jim Chestnut, Lois Davis, and Carl Weiss. Mr. Foy.
Congratulations to all of you, and you certainly have been participants in making history tonight.
I believe each one gets the trophy, and while they're getting the trophies, we might say, as we're running against time, that in just, go ahead, continue, that in just 15 minutes from now, because of the spectacular show that we just had and because of the truly great bowling and with so many outstanding personalities here, we're going to be back at the Bowling Palace in 15 minutes for our regular sportscast, at which time we'll have guys like Tom Burks and Ed O'Neill and Nat Sokolov and Lee Jugelard and, of course, Ed Lubanski and his partners. So, from the Bowling Palace, on behalf of the Miami News and AMF, thank you for watching the show. So long, everybody. Let's give Eddie a hand. What do you say?
This has been the Miami News AMF Championship Bowling Special, telecast on the spot by Channel 10 Miami. Presented by the Bowling Palace at 10855 Northwest 7th Avenue, Miami, and the American Machine and Foundry Company. Matt Neeson was executive producer, Jack Barry director, and George Booker technical director.